How do you create an online course? So you've got this idea, and now you want to figure out how you can turn that into a course that you can actually sell. So it's a difficult thing, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a simple process that can take you from idea into building a course that will sell. If you want to see more videos like this one helping you grow your online knowledge business, please click like and subscribe below. Hey everyone, I'm Brian McAnulty. I'm the founder of Heights Platform, the online course creation software that helps creators like you monetize your knowledge and get your customers results. So you have this idea that you want to turn into an online course, but when you think about how you've got to take all these different pieces to this idea that you have to teach and you have to deconstruct that and put that into a course, many creators can get stuck because the idea of creating that and figuring out, well, where do I go from this giant idea into an actual finished product that I can sell can be overwhelming. And it's common to think that the first thing that you should do to start creating this course is start writing or recording that first lesson. And that's actually not the case. That's actually not the way to do it. And that's part of why it can feel so overwhelming because you don't know, well, what is that first lesson even going to be? And let's say you get that first lesson done. Well, now what? So, the process that you should actually follow and that we recommend to all of our creators is to create an outline for what your course is going to be. Creating an outline is a skill, but once you know the process, it's really not that hard. And once you have this outline, it's going to make the whole entire course creation process a lot easier for you. And it's going to help give you clarity on what you're actually building for your customers. So, how do you create this outline? Now, the goal of the outline is you want to take the idea for your course and then deconstruct that into all the steps that are needed for your customer to reach that result that you want to provide them. So, the first thing that you should do is list out all the problems that your potential customer is going to have and all of the different steps that your potential customer is going to need to take in order to reach that result that you want to provide them. Going through this process, it's something that it might take you a few hours to really figure out, well, am I missing something here? Or is there another problem that a student might actually be facing? Is this one problem that I listed actually maybe two problems or two steps that I could break it down into? And that said, it's important to note that your outline really doesn't have to be perfect when you create it. And that's something that is really part of the beauty of creating an online course, online coaching program, membership, anything where the goal of your product is to get your customer from point A to point B. And the reason for that is because with an online course, you can update and improve your content as you're going. So maybe you launch this course and you even think your outline is pretty much perfect as it is, but you launch the course. Maybe you have a pre sale for the course, you let a few students in, you have a few beta users, and then you find out from some of those students with some feedback that there's some other problem that they have that your course is not really addressing yet. And maybe it's even something that once they mention it to you, you remember that and say, oh, yeah, I did actually experience that when I was going through this process myself, but it's been so long, I forgot about that one step. But with an online course, you can go and say, okay, well, I'm going to make one more lesson and I'm just going to put that in the middle here and go and update my course. I so strongly believe that creating an outline is important that it's one of the things that we've built in as a feature in our software, Heights Platform. And it's one of the things that we recommend to our creators to take a look at first. So even if you're not using Heights Platform, I just want to show you this real quick to give you an idea of our thinking behind it so you can apply that when going ahead and creating your own outline. So here we are inside this demo program with an example outline here. It's what we call the climb outline. And so I'm going to scroll down here to a blank course here. We haven't created anything in this course yet. And what's really neat is you can go here and you can create some lessons. So let's go ahead and make a couple. And now these lesson names, what they would be is they would be ideally, they're going to be the names to describe the actual step of that problem that you're solving. And what's really great is you can take these lessons and kind of sketch out all of your ideas of all these different steps, all these different things that you have to teach. And after you've done that, you can then have this bird's eye view where you're able to decide, okay, well, maybe I have all this content. Maybe some of this should be grouped into sections or modules. So now you can click on that lesson, and let's put this into a module we'll call Introduction. So now we've got that lesson in there. We can drag another one in there. Maybe we have these first 3 lessons in that introduction module, and then we go ahead and create another lesson that could be inside that next module. But the great thing about this is you're able to write out everything in a way that's the most natural to you. So you don't have to say that, okay, well, I'm going to be constrained by I have to have a certain amount of lessons, or I have to have a certain amount of modules, or this is how I have to create everything. You can create everything the way that is most natural to you. So if you are first thinking of, well, what are these module titles? And then it's easier for you to break down the lessons inside those modules later, you can do that. Or if you just want to list out all the steps, and then after you see all those steps, you say, okay, well, these are more steps than I thought. Maybe I should group some of them into these sections or modules. Then you can do that as well. So it makes it a lot more natural to organize and reorder things as you see fit to be easily understandable, not only for you, but for your students as well. And now, one of the great things here is about an outline in general is you're using this to not only create that whole roadmap for your students, but it's really the roadmap and the to-do list for you to get your course finished. Because if you are sitting there and saying, okay, well, I have this idea, I don't know what I have to record next for my course to actually make it. Maybe you recorded that introduction video already, but then you're thinking, okay, well, what's next? What do I put in that next video? And even actually, as I'm thinking about this, if you actually manage to create in that process, you probably get into this issue where, since you haven't outlined everything, your lessons are going to be too long, the content's going to be too disorganized, it's going to be hard for the student to get through, it's going to be harder for you to create it, and it's just a whole mess. But when you have an outline, you basically have created this to-do list for yourself to finish your course. So you can see this and say, okay, well, today I've got to record this lesson. Now, the next day I've got to record this. I've got to write some content for this. Maybe then you've got to go and create some download for this particular lesson that you want your students to be able to access. And then in Heights, you can go here, you can click on this, and now you're in the editor to actually go and build that lesson. And then you can go and view it. And now you have the process that after you've created this outline, now suddenly everything is starting to come together. So that is really one of the ways and one of the reasons that outlining your course can be so powerful for helping you actually get it done. I've said it before in past videos that the biggest reason that creators fail is that they never launch that course or their product. So they might have something that's really great. They might have started making it. They might even be pretty much finished making it, but they just haven't actually launched it. So I want to encourage you that if you're sitting here today, you've got that idea for the course, then go ahead and start making that outline and start working on your course today. If you're watching this and you'd like to make a course, but you don't have that idea yet, I want you to check out another video that we have. I'll link it below in the description. And it's about how to figure out what your course should be about. And that should really be about providing some kind of specific result. So instead of just thinking of the topic, you want to think of what is a specific result or outcome that you can provide your students, because that's how you want to market it. And that's how you can create this outline. Once you know that result, you can say, okay, well, what are the different steps that I need to break down in order for somebody to reach that result? So I hope this video was helpful. If you want to see more videos helping you grow your online business, please check out this next video.